Welcome to my channel, Thekingleeway. My name is King, and currently I want to talk about what's going on with the English teachers in South Korea. Okay, so recently something happened in Seoul. There's an area called Itaewon. And for those that don't know what Itaewon is, it's an area in Seoul where there's a lot of foreigners come over there to hang out. There's a lot of bars, there's a lot of restaurants. You know, if you're looking for your Western amenities, it's right there in Itaewon. You know, Mexican food, Indian halal. It's an area for foreigners. So, because there was a foreigner that went to Itaewon, went through 5 bars, bar hopping, and was infected. And all of a sudden, like 34 cases just rose up from the area of Itaewon. So, because that happened, because it's a foreigner, this is what's been happening. So you're an English teacher. You're working at an academy, which is called a hagwon. That's what an academy is. And it's mostly an English academy. So here we go. The owner, director, and in Korean they're called the wangjangims, are freaking out. They are freaking out. Typical Korean thing, you know, freaking out for no freaking reason. It's just so typical. So they're all now constantly messaging their English teachers. Did you go to Itaewon? Were you there? And if you were, you will get tested. And of course, they're freaking out for the worst reasons, you know. And sometimes, or all the time, now all of a sudden it could be a tactic to say, hey, I'm gonna fire your ass. So that's what's been going around most of the times for most of these English teachers. Now, of course, a lot of these academies, schools, they're not in session. So some of them are either doing online, or even if they're not doing online, labor law says they're supposed to get 70% of the pay. But at these academies, they're not under a government employed program compared to the public school and most of the universities. They're under a business. And what a lot of these wangjangims, directors and owners in Korea, they're using these tactics to either try to fire the teacher, not pay the teacher, you know, or guilt trip the teacher and go, sorry, I can't pay. Because most of the times they could be honest because they don't have the money to pay. So yes, and of course, there is a Facebook group called LOFT, Legal Office for Foreign Teachers. And there's constant posts that their directors are just like, no, I'm not going to pay you. Or just a lot of miscommunication about, you know, what's expected. Instead of like thoughtfully, you know, communicate with the teachers, especially, you know, we're all from the West. You know, they don't have the understanding of how to deliver the message. Well, I'm going to read a case here, a post from a teacher here. And I'm not going to name any names. But this is a teacher, and a little background is on an E2 visa. And what an E2 visa is a working visa to teach English, conversational English. So, I'm going to read what the teacher said here. Okay. As everyone is aware, there was a case in Itaewon, which I just stated earlier. And then my boss asked my co-workers and I if we had been there. So the teacher truthfully said, yes, I told my boss that I was there from May 2nd to May 3rd. Then my boss had me meet them at the school, where all of a sudden the boss starts yelling at this teacher. Okay, and once again, for no reason, the boss is panicking like a moron. It wasn't the teacher's fault that all of a sudden a pandemic was going to happen there, or one foreign person contracted it. Who knew? So long story short, they threatened to fire the teacher and had this teacher write a resignation letter, but the teacher never signed it. So the teacher got tested, told the boss, and the boss wanted the teacher to get the results ASAP. So thankfully, the test result was negative. So, yeah. And then, of course, the teacher was in the apartment, all of a sudden woke up to a bunch of messages from the boss. They called and begged to have the results. And the teacher confirmed that it was negative and apologized. He's like, sorry, I was asleep. And then, after the teacher told, sorry, I was asleep, I couldn't see the messages, that piece of shit, Wang Jiangning, says, how can you sleep without feeling guilty? So the teacher stated, I suffered and cried. And the teacher said, I understand where they're coming from. But however, they asked me to add more things. So on that resignation letter, they wanted her to add that the boss said, oh, you have to social distance and not go into crowded places. Wear a mask and self-quarantine. And if we violate and infringe the behavior guidance, we are liable and responsible for any negative and commercial impacts to our school. Okay, well, it's a responsibility of the owner or the boss to, maybe talk to the teachers and do that. I mean, we don't know the whole story, but the reason I kind of have more belief and credibility of the teacher here is because Korean bosses are not good at telling you all these kind of things. They're not telling you to prepare for this kind of crap. So I kind of know that because in Korean work culture, they expect you to have the psychic mentality, like extreme psychic mentality on steroids. So they don't explain anything. So they want this teacher to write that crap? I don't blame the teacher. I wouldn't write that crap. So they refused and they came to visit because the teacher said, I'll quit quietly, just give me the letter of release. So after you get an E2 visa and you quit a job or you're getting terminated for a job, usually they're supposed to give you a letter of release, which allows you to go after another job. So, yeah. And then they talked about okay, if you don't stay at this job, then you have 15 days to leave. Well, she's already got the 3 months in, or I don't know. Yes, the teacher has 3 months in already. So they're supposed to give a 30-day notice. But they want this teacher to be out in 15. So the teacher's asking, what could you do? Of course, everyone chimes in, which the commenting is, yeah, screw them, don't take any of their crap. Plus, yeah, it's always unprofessional. It's commenting in the Korean work culture. So let me tell you a quick synopsis. They expect 300% loyalty from you, but they can't give you 100% loyalty. And this is even common for local Koreans, as it is. Now, are all these directors pieces of shit? No. But there's a good amount of them. They're a bunch of shibarseki motherfuckers. Yeah, to be exact. Shibarseki motherfuckers. They play these little games. So they either guilt trip you. They find some loophole to screw with you. They think you're this dumb foreign teacher that don't know anything about the laws. So they just prey on English teachers by trying to manipulate things. They don't explain anything. Like, say if they have financial troubles, they won't explain that. They'll just say, shut up and I'll pay you when I can, you know? That's just kind of the common practice here in Korea. So that's why, I usually tell my friends, yeah, try to not work at these hagwons, That's why I don't work full-time at these hagwons, because of crap like this. Most of the times I just take part-time jobs because my attitude is, hey, I can just work a month and roll out because my visa allows me to do that. Now, for most of these teachers, when you get on the E2, you're at the mercy of the employer. And that's the problem in Korea. You're at their mercy. And it's set up to benefit, of course, the owner. Doesn't benefit to help and balance out the rights of the teacher, And then I was speaking to a friend where, the local Korean person's helping my friend. That friend has a history of getting screwed over as a local. So, they do it to their own people too. So those are some of the things going on in Korea. And it's not really talked about because there's a lot of other distractions going around the world right now. So that's one of the things that is just annoys me, that happens because it's happened to me in Korea, So after that, all I did was work part-time. So I'm just saying, beware. Beware of all these situations going on. And I feel for this teacher. I hope this teacher, gets what they're supposed to get, the pay for the 30 days, and then be getting that letter of release and hopefully find another job. So, yeah, it's just a constant issue, constant issue that I see. Yeah, and a lot of these academies, they're just not a healthy work environment. A lot of them are not very healthy work environments at all. And as a foreign English teacher, you're the last to know everything, And even if I speak the Korean language, I'm still the last to know. So most of the times I'm just like, no, do not hide that information from me. So that's what's going on, and it's because one little case in Itaewon. So the xenophobia does exist still. The foreigner got it. Oh, then all foreigners are, yeah, they're going to contract it. They brought all the issues in. So that still happens in Korea, unfortunately. So yeah, so I just wanted to bring that to light. So if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please hit the like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for future icons. So wherever you are, I want to wish everyone be safe and have a great day.